Hi guys, Miss Hallett here. I'm going to answer the question, how do you use parentheses in math? Now I know this has come up a few times in our class this year, mostly on the math review. So some of you have a good idea of how to use parentheses in math. This might be just a little bit of a reminder and helpful for your math this week. So let's get started. When doing math, you will come across an expression that might look like this: 3 times 5 in parentheses plus 2. How would you solve this? Think about that for a minute and maybe say out loud what you would do. Now, parentheses show a grouping using numbers and operations. Let's learn a little bit more about what that means. Here's my friend. We're going to watch him for a little bit more information on parentheses.
First on the list was do operations in parentheses and brackets. Now, in case you haven't seen parentheses or brackets used in math before, let me briefly explain how they work. Parentheses are just these symbols that curve forwards and backwards, and they're used in pairs like this. And when we put numbers and operators in between them, it forms a group. It's almost like the parentheses form a package to hold whatever math stuff we put inside them. And brackets work exactly the same way as parentheses. They just have a different shape that looks a little more boxy, but they mean exactly the same thing. So parentheses and brackets are used to group things together, and our rules tell us to do any operations inside these groups first. For example, have a look at this problem. 10 times 4 plus 5. It has 3 numbers and 2 operations, multiplication and addition. But 2 of the numbers and the addition symbol are inside parentheses. That means that they form a group, and we need to do that part of the problem first. 4 plus 5 equals 9. So the part inside the parentheses can just be replaced with the simplified value 9. Oh, and once you do the math that's inside parentheses and get a single number like this, you usually don't need to show the parentheses anymore. Now that the parentheses are gone, we just have one operation left to do. We multiply 10 times 9, and that gives us 90 as our final answer. So parentheses can really help you know what part of a problem you're supposed to do first.
So the biggest thing that I just learned from my friend is that I need to do whatever's in the parentheses first. Okay, so here's a little review. Parentheses are used in pairs. Do you remember that? There's always 2 of them, just like this. Do this with me. That would be parentheses, and whatever's inside the parentheses you need to do first. Parentheses form a group of usually numbers and operations. And lastly, do any operations inside the parentheses first. That is part of the order of operations, and that's what you always, always, always do first. Okay, so let's do some practice. Are you ready? You need to have a whiteboard or a piece of paper and something to write with. Either one will work. Press pause and go get those things. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Okay, our first one is 3 times 5 in parentheses plus 2. Go ahead and write that down and then see if you can solve it. If you need more time at any time, please press pause, because then you can have all the time you need to solve what you need to solve. 3 times 5 plus 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I know now that I need to do the parentheses first. So 3 times 5 is, 15. So I have 15 plus 2. So that's pretty easy. 15 plus 2 equals 17. So if you notice that the operation that I do in the parentheses is purple, and the answer to that is purple too. So anything that follows the parentheses, that's in the parentheses, is going to be the same color. Okay, so let's do another one. Ready? Ooh, here we go. 10 plus 2 times 7. Now, if you notice, 2 times 7 is in parentheses, so you need to do that part first. Go ahead and try. Awesome. So 2 times 7 is 14. So now I have to add 10. 10 plus 14 is 24. Good job. Did you get the same thing I did? I hope so. All right, let's do another one. This time press pause and try to solve all the way to the end without me helping. Go, try it. We have 11 times 8 minus 5. 11 times 8 is in parentheses, and you need to do that part first. Okay, 11 times 8 is 88. Now we're going to subtract 5. 88 minus 5 is 83. Did you get that? I hope so. I'm sure you did. Okay, let's try this one. 9 times 9 minus 3. Remember, always do the parentheses first. Good. 9 times 9 is 81. Minus 3 is 78. Good job. I bet you're getting it really quickly now, aren't you? Okay, here's a question that you might have. Does the parentheses really change the expression? That's a very good question. And the answer to that is yes, it does change the answer to the expression. Let's look at an example. I'm going to use 4 times 4 plus 5. First, we have 4 times 4 in the parentheses, and then we're going to add 5. As we know, 4 times 4 is 16. Then we're going to add 5 to 16, and that gave us 21. Now let's look at the same numbers and operations, but put the parentheses in a different place, like this one. 4 times 4 plus 5. Now we have the parentheses now around the 4 plus 5. Do you see how that's different? 4 plus 5 is 9, and I know whatever's in the parentheses I need to do first. So I did that first and I got 9. Now I need to multiply 4. So 4 times 9 equals 36. So the same numbers and operations in the expression, just the parentheses are in different places, but it totally changes the answer. So that's a great question. Okay, so our lesson summary. In math, parentheses are used to show which operation to do first. They are found in pairs and make groups using numbers and operations. Make sure the parentheses are always done first. If you have any questions on what you have just learned, please leave them in the comment section on Google Classroom. That way I can see them and I can answer them. And I bet if you have that question, other people will have the same question. So make sure you leave those questions for me so I can answer them for everyone. You may re-watch this lesson for practice at any time. And you can go through it, press pause, take a break, however you need to do it to get all the information. Okay, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.